Hi gorgeous! Today I have 10 fashion hacks to share with you that I have personally tested, tried out, and some of them I've used for years. And I wanted to share them with you today because these are great tips that every single one of us can find useful in our lives. I don't know about you, but for me, I have become accustomed to applying my deodorant after I'm already dressed because nobody wants those nasty deodorant stains down the sides of their shirts, especially black shirts. Aren't those the worst? But on the slim occasion that you happen to forget and you apply your deodorant first, if you do happen to get those deodorant marks on your shirt, take a pair of jeans and rub the stain with the pair of jeans, and this will eliminate that deodorant stain right there on the spot. So you're not having to put water on your shirt, take a towel to it, rub, rub, rub. Had to do that before too. No, jeans work just like that. If you get the dreaded red wine stain on any piece of clothing that you have, counteract it with some white wine. If you take some white wine on a towel and start dabbing at the red wine stain, it will eventually help to lift out the red wine stain from the clothing. I'm not really sure why this works, but it's an awesome little trick. One of the things I hate the most about going out to nightclubs and places like that is that when I get home, my clothing reeks of cigarette smoke. I hate the smell of cigarette smoke with a passion. It's like the very first thing that I want to do is put my clothes in the wash and get that smell out. But let's say you're traveling on a trip and you can't exactly just throw your clothes into the wash to get rid of that smell, and then you have to put them in your suitcase and run the risk of contaminating your other clothes with that cigarette smoke smell. Ugh. One of the things that you can do, it's rather odd sounding, but it does really work, is take a mixture of vodka and water and use that to spritz your clothing. So the way that you would do this is you take 1 part vodka to 2 parts water, put it in a spray bottle, and then just spritz your clothing, let it dry, and this will lift the odors out instantly. If you've ever gotten oil on your clothing, I'm not talking about motor oil, I'm talking about olive oil, avocado oil, those kinds of food oils, then you know that they can be a pain to remove from your clothing, and sometimes washing them alone will not remove them. But one thing you can do to remove those stains is use either baby powder or translucent powder. Let it sit on the clothing for, I'd say, approximately 4 to 5 hours. Sometimes it doesn't even need to take that long, and then just shake it off. And this lifts the oil out of your clothing like that. I love Angora and I love mohair, but what I don't like about them is the shedding factor. That is the worst when it comes to those types of materials. So I typically don't go out and buy sweaters that contain those materials, but I discovered this cute little trick that you can do to eliminate the shedding from those sweaters. And what you do is you take the garment and you put it in a Ziploc bag and you stick it in the freezer for about 3 hours. I know this sounds very strange, but it works. And this stops the shedding of the mohair or Angora sweater. This next tip is rather interesting. I didn't really know what to think about it when I first tried it, but I said, I'll give it a shot and just see if it works. If you have a brand new pair of shoes, then you know how uncomfortable it can be to break them in when you wear them the first couple of times. But this tip will help you to break them in much sooner. So what you do is you put on a pair of socks, put your new shoes on, and then take a hair dryer to your feet. I told you it was weird, but it does work. It helps to loosen up the shoes a little bit so they aren't so tight on your feet when you first start wearing them. Now let's say you're out shopping and you don't have a lot of time to spend. You have to leave, but you want to buy this really great pair of pants that you just saw. You don't have time to try them on. One cute little hack that you can do to make sure that they will fit is take the pants and wrap the waistband around your neck. If the pants are your size, then they will wrap around your neck once without overlapping. If they do overlap, then they are not your size, but they should wrap around your neck once and not overlap. And you know, the second that I read this tip, I instantly went into my closet and tried this with every single pair of pants I had, and I said, whoa, it really does work. To prevent your clothes from wrinkling while you are traveling, pack them in dry cleaner bags, and this will help to keep them, for the most part, wrinkle-free during your trip. I love dark rinsed jeans, love them. What I don't like about them is how quickly they fade, but there is a little hack that you can do to help prolong the wear of those jeans and keep them dark. So what you do is when you wash them, add a half a cup of white vinegar to the final rinse cycle while you're washing them. And if you're worried about the smell lingering from the white vinegar, it won't. Once the jeans have dried, that smell dissipates quickly. One of the most common things we hear is to keep only the items that you love and the ones you wear most frequently in your closet and get rid of the rest. But problem with that is, how do you know which ones you really love and which ones you should be getting rid of? So to help you make that decision of what to keep and what to get rid of, one of the things that you can do is hang all of your hangers in one direction. And as you take out clothes to wear, hang them back up with the hanger facing the opposite direction. And then after 6 months to a year, however long it is that you want to gauge it, you can go back and look at all of the clothes that are still hanging in the original direction and get rid of those. And if you have any fashion hacks of your own, please feel free to share yours below as well. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more just like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.